Hey, trail travelers, this is Carrie, and today we're going to hit China Wall. And this is a trail that's outside of Tarryall, Colorado. So, kind of in perspective, if we kind of look out over this direction, we're on the backside of Mount Evans, uh, generally speaking. We're west of Colorado Springs by about 60 miles. And then right up the road is Tarryall Reservoir. Nice place to go. I think you can do stand-up paddleboarding there, go fishing there. Some pretty cool things. And we're just airing down right now to go hit the trail, but this should be a lot of fun. So stick with us and let's check out this trail together. So only 0.6 miles into it, you're going to come up to the gate, and that's where you want to go straight. 212A will go off to the right, but just stay straight and go basically right up the hill, and it starts right off. You got a kind of a little shelf road with a nice climb and kind of a rocky surface here. Nothing too crazy yet, but if you don't like riding on a shelf road, it could be a little scary for you, but it's not too bad. We're just gonna be in four-wheel drive and 4 low in like manual 1 or 2 and just crawl right up this. It's not too bad. You do want some high clearance, and there's a few spots that are going to feel kind of tippy. So if you're unsure about doing something like this, well, actually, regardless, you should not come out here without a spotter. This is just one of those trails where it's very easy to make a mistake on something, and you should have another vehicle with you so that you can have a spotter on some of the more technical areas. Well, we're 1.5 miles into the trail so far. Very easy, very pretty. Lots of pine trees, some cool rock formations, some wildlife. Just a very nice trail so far. Very enjoyable. I mean, the views are spectacular. Plenty of places to stop and take a rest if you want, or if you're ready for lunch, there's some really neat places that you could stop and have lunch with some amazing views. But not hard at all yet. I would still, at this point, this would be easy. So pretty much anything could go through here. You can kind of see where we're at right now is pretty rocky and steep, and I'm just going to throw it in manual 2 and just kind of crawl down this. No big deal. Got plenty of ground clearance. But off to the left side, it's just, oh man, super beautiful. So there's a sign 212. You definitely want to make sure you're on 212 and not 212A. 212A would have been before we got to the main gate, and just goes up a little ways and then dead ends. So this 212 is the China Wall Trail. Okay, you'll get to an intersection here, and we want to go left and make sure that we get on 204. So that's going to continue us around to China Wall.
That's cool.
Well, we've come across, I guess you could call this the first kind of obstacle here. We're at the 2.6 mile mark, and it's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just some little rocky ledges there. Just take it nice and slow. So yeah, once you hit that kind of a rocky ledge there at the 2.6 mile mark, things start getting a wee bit more difficult, I guess would be the one way to put it. It's still not what I would call a hard trail, but it definitely jumped up the scale from easy to moderate. And it looks like we have some rock climbing to do here. This is definitely a very interesting place. We've gone from like a big meadows into like pine tree forests, and now we have like these cool rock formations and things. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get out and get a picture of this. You guys are gonna love this. This is a super cool area. Look at this big ass rock here. Looks like some people have probably done some campfires below there. Looks like it's got some scorch on it. But the one that really caught my eye out here is this one. Look at that. Let's walk over and see what kind of view we have from over here. Oh, look at this. So I have never been here to China Wall before. I've definitely watched videos of it to kind of get a feel for what it's like. And, you know, we're just kind of exploring, seeing how it is. And there's a couple right from Centennial, right along with us where we live, that are out here as well. And they went down this path first, and it didn't take them long to turn around while we were still at those, checking out those rocks, and they said it was too steep for them. So maybe too steep for ATVs, for new drivers. So we'll have to see what it's like in the Jeep. But definitely perked my interest to know that the trail up ahead looked too scary for somebody. That either means we're not afraid of stuff, or we're stupid. One of the two. Well, I guess we'll find out. So right there at the 3 mile mark was a rather fun obstacle. It was a little slick, you know, being that there had been some rain lately, and you're going to slide around a little bit. It's going to feel a little off, but yeah, we went right down it, no problem. And that was the spot where the ATVs decided to turn around, but in a Jeep with longer ground clearance or longer wheelbase, it just wasn't a problem at all. So far that was it definitely moved it up on the difficulty scale, being that it was very technical coming down that. The rest of this, moving on, isn't too bad. We're kind of back onto, you know, really flat trail surface. We have seen a couple primitive campsites, so I'm not sure that that's not allowed here. I mean, it looks pretty decent. Also looks like this would be really gorgeous during the fall with some fall colors with all these aspen trees. But so far, I really like the diversity of the area here. Oh, we got some campers over here, and they have made it in a van. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with we made a wrong turn, because if we continue this, we end up back on the main highway, how we got in here. And given the level of vehicles that are in here, it definitely does not get harder. So back where we hit a fork in the road and we went left to stay on this trail, we're gonna go right and see where it goes. All right, we're heading back to the main intersection here where we ended before. We took 204 and went towards the campgrounds, which I do recommend doing that. It's a lot of fun. There's some really cool obstacles there, and I would also recommend coming back that way because it's different coming the opposite direction. So I thought that was fun in both directions, and it was different. But now we're going to take 212, and the sign actually said more difficult. So we'll see how this is. But 204 was a lot of fun. There's some steep, rocky stuff to climb over. It doesn't take very long to get through, but it's definitely worth a little diversion, getting to the campground area and then turning around. So highly recommend it. And on that last big obstacle there, I mean, still not big, but still, I mean, it's a significant obstacle. If you look at an overhead view, it looks like that there's a bypass on the right side of that. And there most certainly isn't. It's blocked off by trees and things. So it's kind of one of those where you really have to do it and commit to it. definitely sticking to 212 is the ticket. That was much more fun. There was a lot more obstacles there, definitely a lot more challenging. And as you saw, I mean, it's the view is still absolutely gorgeous. So we're at the turnaround point. So just kind of see here, the trail comes in from this way and then winds around this little tree here and then turns around and heads back out. So we're gonna stop, maybe have some lunch, and then head out. There's also some nice trails leading off in different directions here. And it sounds like there may even be a little stream going right on the other side of these trees. So we're gonna do a little exploring and then try and head out. Yep, just had to walk a little bit, and here's a nice little river. So I think if you want a trail that's not too hard, good for a couple people to go on, you know, you want a couple vehicles just so you can have a spotter in the more difficult places, that has some great views, has a river, has some really cool places to go hiking all along it. I think it's going to be hard to beat China Wall. It is about 2 hours from home. For me, that's Highlands Ranch. It's about a 2-hour drive, so it's not too bad. It's just outside of Tarryall, and we're right down the road from the Tarryall Reservoir. So you can typically Google or use Google Maps to look up China Wall, OHV, or Tarryall Reservoir to kind of figure out where it is. But really nice. I'm really impressed with this. Well, that was our China Wall adventure. It was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend this. It's I would still consider it a moderate trail. In fact, for most people, they may say it's still easy, but I think easy is should be considered a little easier than this. But it's definitely a lot of fun. There's some nice big inclines. There's some obstacles. It's just it's a beautiful place, you know, out here near Tarryall. Highly recommend it. This has been Kerry with Trail Traveler. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it when you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.